Any children? Anyone feeling a little childlike this morning? Want to come and have a chat with me at the front for a minute? Awesome, thank you. I love your enthusiasm, thank you. I think you, however, are using up all of the energy of everyone in the room.
Transference of energy through air particles is not entirely feasible with the human body.
I don't think I would needed a mic for that, no. I don't think that's, I didn't understand it, so, you know. It's transference of something with electrons, and so, don't give him a mic. Yeah, don't, no, that's maybe not it, okay, all right.
Transference of energy through air particles is not feasible when you're talking about the human body.
Everybody got that? Yeah. I wasn't expecting that, I have to say. Expectations. Speaking of expectations, thank you, good segue. Expectations. Do you know what expectations are? If somebody has expectations?
Things you expect.
Yes, and what does expect mean?
You think will happen, and then usually don't because that's what's supposed to happen, but it doesn't because things never work out that way.
Can I have that for a second? You should repeat that because...
Things that you think will happen, but usually don't because the world doesn't work that way.
Okay, right on. All right. So, that's really good because here's the thing about it. When you come to church, what do you expect?
You.
Me?
Not always. Well, half the time.
That's got to be disappointing on a regular basis.
Most likely, yeah.
Okay, yeah. He said most likely yes. So, yes.
I
Exactly.
expect people.
You expect there to be people. What do you expect to do here? Learn, people.
Sit down.
Sit down,
Sit
okay.
down and stare at you talk a lot.
Stare at me, talk a lot, okay.
You do talk a lot.
Okay, that's good to get that in now because people are still awake.
Okay.
We have expectations is the thing, and sometimes our expectations are met and sometimes they're not. It occurred to me, I was thinking about this just the other day, because sometimes we expect people are going to know things, and that's not really fair, because you're projecting on them. You want them to do what you think they should do. Did that make sense? I'm going to go this way.
Not really.
No, okay. See, I expected you would understand that.
Well, it does
See,
make
that's
sense.
the thing, right?
It does make sense, but we have to object to everything you say because it's sort of our job.
Is it?
Yeah, we're not paid or anything, but I signed
That's
I signed
fascinating.
A
That's
contract.
kind of true.
I signed a contract a few years ago.
Yeah, okay. Perry, take this back and hide it. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Because part of what we need to, here's another huge word that we don't use often enough, unfortunately, is discerning. Discerning means you need to think about it and figure it, just make sure it's right.
I know a larger
Right?
word.
You need a larger word?
I know a larger word. The larger
Is it
word.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
No, it's not. It's anti-establishmentarianism.
Thank you. They're really into it this morning. But why not? I mean, here's an expectation. When I was a kid, when I came to church, I was expected to sit quietly and not say or do anything until it was time for me to go to Sunday school, where we went to another room and sat at literally a desk like at school so that someone could stand at the front and talk at us. Hello. This is kind of what we do here.
So they expected a child to sit still and not say anything for 3 whole hours.
It wasn't quite 3 hours. It felt like it.
Okay.
I know, it felt like it. But
It's 2
yes,
hours and 15
yes, exactly. Yes, there were expectations. We had expectations. And we had expectations when I was a kid. It was expected that we would learn certain things and memorize certain things, right? Like the Lord's Prayer. Do you know the Lord's Prayer?
I do.
Do you know the Lord's Prayer? Excellent. Okay, that's good. Raise your hand if you know the Lord's Prayer from memory. I'm not seeing every hand. Do you think it's an expectation that you would know it from memory?
Yeah.
And if you don't, here's what I was thinking about just the other day. In the service this morning, we're going to say the Lord's Prayer. We do every week, right?
But you guys,
And you remember exactly where, too, right? At the end of, that's where I'm going, though. Hang on a second, I'm coming right there. At the end of the community prayer, we say the Lord's Prayer every week, and the words appear for you where? No, they don't. That's just it. They don't appear on the screen because it's expected you will know it from memory.
But you don't.
But we don't, do we? There was a time, just like, there was a time when I was a kid. I know that's hard to believe. But there was a time when we expected people would know it from memory because people were expected to memorize it as children. And so when you got a group of people together in church on a Sunday morning, it was a reasonable expectation that the people would know it from memory. But we don't anymore. We don't.
We don't have to.
We don't have to. That's a good point. We don't have to. Why? Because somebody didn't make us. Okay. But there's things about that, isn't there? First of all, it's a great idea that we have a prayer that we all know that we can all say together, right? On a regular basis. That's a really good idea. Plus, there's a whole thing about what's in the prayer and how that might be a model for us to pray just generally. That's a great thing too. But the expectation that you would have memorized it it's not just unrealistic. It's not fair. It's not. For two reasons. One is, it's just not. But the other is, if you did, the odds are really good that somebody made you. And how do you usually respond to things when you've been made to do it? That's what I thought. Right?
If you had chosen to do
And so if you have memorized it, and here's the thing. I memorized it as a kid. I was probably 5 even at the time when I memorized the Lord's Prayer, the 23rd Psalm, the 10 Commandments, and the Beatitudes. That was the 4 things when I was a kid. Memorized them. I'm going to guess I was a teenager or later before I actually started to think about what the Lord's Prayer was about and what was the point. Because I just memorized it. And I could say it, but I didn't know what it meant. Maybe we should spend a little bit more time on the what it meant part, don't you think? You're in luck, he said, expecting your answer to have been yes. You're in luck, because we're going to, over the next few weeks, we're going to spend some time on the Lord's Prayer. We are. We're going to talk about not only what it is and what we use it for, but also what's in it and what each of those pieces in it might actually mean to us and how that's part of what Jesus teaches us in his life and the ways in which he does. So we're going to spend lots of time on the Lord's Prayer. And so here's another expectation thing. We're about to sing a song that the odds are pretty good you have never seen before.
What's it called?
It's called, oddly enough, Jesus Teach Us to Pray. And the first 2 lines of which are, Jesus, teach us to pray. Tell us what to say when we want to talk to God. Now, the reason you may not have seen this song before is because I wrote this song a long time ago for a children's summer program that we haven't done here, I don't think. And so the odds are really good you've probably never even seen this song before. Do you know what we do with songs that we've not seen before?
We put them up on the board like we do with
We
every
do.
song.
And how do you approach that?
You look at the board and read it, or you just stand there silently with your eyes
So what you're
closed.
saying is you have options and I shouldn't have expectations.
You jump for joy.
You jump for joy. I like his answer
That's not
better.
the song we're singing.
No, but you could still jump for joy.
I still could. It's
Yeah.
not related to this in any way.
If you don't know how it goes, you should sing it really loud. Yeah, because that's how we learn how it goes. Yeah, the louder you sing, the louder Linda and Perry will play, and we'll jump for joy. Let's do that.